Welcome to the Crossroads of the West program call, and thank you for joining us. My name is Brett Sutherland, and I'll be conducting tonight. In addition to this event being announced in the council emails, it's also on the council calendar, and it would be wonderful if each of you joining us tonight could spread the word about our event so that we have a way to communicate with fun programs and things that are going on for units. I want to mention real quick that the holiday auction is going on right now. If you are not participating, you should be. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of great items that you can bid on and Christmas gifts. I know I've got a couple of things I'm hotly bidding after for my wife. So check that out. You can go to the Facebook page, and that'll have instructions for you to be able to log in and create your account. You bid on your phone. You get notifications when you've been outbid, and it's just a lot of fun. So check that out.
And
we have with us
Hawaiian dinner.
Yeah, and there's a Hawaiian dinner there. So that would be fantastic. So I want to introduce to you our panelists tonight. We have Josh Hackey, who's our Director of Support Services. Pualani Graham is the Council Advancement Chair. Mike Perkins is our Training Chair. Joe Boulay is our Activities and Service Chair. Paul Jensen, who you'll hear more about in a little bit, is chair. Is it co-chair or co-chair? Paul?
Co-chair.
Co-chair of International Scouting. And then we'll have Lorna Kosai joining us with Service and Scouting for Foods. We have a lot on our agenda tonight. And again, thank you for joining us. Let's see, without any further ado, how about if I turn it over to Josh? Do you want to update us on the service centers and what's going on?
You bet. So if you haven't heard, the service center in Utah Valley is now open. It opened for business the first
Monday.
Yep.
I was there yesterday.
It's a beautiful location, a fresh scout shop, and they are fully stocked and ready to go. For those of you on the south end of the council, two of your district executives will be having their offices out of that facility as well. And the office space behind the scout shop is also available if you have a unit that needs a place to meet for an activity, especially in these warmer, cool months. And we're ready to roll there for the scouting needs for our council. It's referred to as the Utah Valley Scout Shop. If you're familiar with where the former Utah National Parks Council office was at, it's directly to the west, literally the building to the west of where that office used to be. It's the white building, and right on 800 North, and I'll have to look at the address specifically, but it's also on the council's website, utahscouts.org, under locations.
Thank you, Josh. Much appreciated. And there's a lot of people that are going to be very happy about having a service center a little closer to them. So let's see, I probably ought to announce this ahead of time a little bit. So next, why don't we have Pualani talk to us about Eagle extensions and any changes with advancement or any just some quick updates with that. And then after that, we'll have Mike Perkins up.
Okay. Nothing has really changed on advancements. We can receive letters asking for extensions up to the COVID extensions up to the 31st of December. So I wouldn't wait till the 31st, but if it looks like you're not going to be finished by then, I would definitely email me a letter, or Steve Kaiser. Well, right now Steve's got COVID, but you can send it to me. The other thing is that I'm checking with National right now. I just sent them an email for one of the guys that I work with there about the scouts with disabilities and how we're going to get them through youth protection and registration when a lot of them are in a facility for the disabled, and we're not allowed to go in right now. And they're trying to do a virtual type meeting and trying to do some training virtually. Roger's on top of it, but I'm trying to get some help from National to help him along on it. Everything else is kind of moving smoothly. I think towards the end of the year now, some kids are gearing up to finish their Eagle by the end of the year. So I've got one district that has 4 Eagle boards every week till the end of the year already scheduled. So I think things are going to get a little hectic. It usually does at the end of the year anyway.
Well, thank you so much, Luani, and please wish Steve our best in his recovery. And I'd personally like to just thank you and your entire team, as well as all of the units throughout the council who have helped as we've streamlined the advancement process so that everybody has the same expectations, the same process. And I know it was a little painful at first, but I think we've gotten there, and we have a wonderful system in place. So thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome.
Mr. Perkins, you're up.
Currently we have a Leave No Trace trainer course going on. It's a virtual course. It's going on right now. About 2 weeks ago, a little less than 2 weeks ago, we finished a rifle instructor course, had a rifle instructor course at Camp Tracy. We had people from, quite a ways. I think we had all the way down to St. George, had people come to that. In January, we're going to be putting on a shotgun novice course, and first part of January, and 2 weeks later, we're putting on a shotgun instructor course. We are also right now creating a course for Scoutmasters that we'll be putting on in August. It's called Scouting Skills for Scoutmasters SSS. Give you more information about that later, but it's kind of an IOLS on steroids, and we're putting that on at Camp Kiesel, and probably in the middle of August. That's all the things I have right now.
Well, fantastic. I'm looking forward to that. I'm always looking for an opportunity to learn how to be a better Scoutmaster. So that's a never-ending pursuit. So thank you, Mr. Perkins. Joe, would you like to give us some updates, and then as soon as you're done, maybe turn it over to your team?
Yeah. Good evening, everybody. First of all, I'd like to thank a few folks for the virtual faith hike we had at the beginning of the month, Jacques Bahar and Tim Pruis. They did a really nice job. We had over 30 people. It was a little less than we expected, but it was our first shot at a virtual faith hike. They went over to 10 different denominations. There was some pretty good dialogue coming out of the chat room at each place. So I thought it was very successful. Hopefully next year in the fall, October timeframe, we'll be able to do a real hike, not a virtual. Tonight we have two speakers from the Activities Committee. Lorna Kochi will be one talking about the Scouting for Food activity we have coming up in February. And we also have Paul Jensen from the International Scouting section who will give us a briefing on that. Let's see, VOA, we're working on VOA things right now, and we're looking at February timeframe for a meet and greet at Camp Tracy with all the venturers. And we hope to have elections during that meeting in February. Cub Scouts, their first activity will probably be in the February timeframe, and that'll be the swim day. And those activities will be on the council calendar shortly once we get all the bugs worked out for that. That's all I have, Brett.
Thank you so much. Let's see. Do you want to go ahead and introduce Paul and tell us all about his accolades?
Okay, I'd like to introduce Paul Jensen, Dr. Paul Jensen, down from St. George. I believe, are you the Scoutmaster down there or the assistant? Committee chair for PAC. And met Paul at Maple Dell last summer, and with his troop. He wanted to take on the International Scouting section with Mike Williams. So he put together a little briefing for us. So without further ado, it's all yours, Paul.
All right. Well, thank you very much for having me. I just want to say that my introduction to international scouting is pretty new. I was lucky enough to be on the staff at the last World Jamboree, and I really wanted to explore international scouting more, and thought, this is something good to be involved with. I know that there are people on this call who have a lot more experience than I do, have done a lot of international scouting. If you are one of those people, or if you're interested in being involved in international scouting, please reach out to Michael Williams, reach out to myself. We're trying to put together a group of people with connections and opportunities to go forward. So the mission of international scouting from the International Department is to promote youth membership growth in the Boy Scouts of America by providing opportunities for Scouts to be active citizens of the world, empowering and equipping local council activities through the effective volunteers who support World Scouting. So that's the national mission. And basically, I look at for the opportunity for us to expose our youth to becoming good citizens of the world. So there are several different ways you can be involved in international scouting. I think the one that we're most aware of are the international jamborees. Every 4 years, the next one coming up in 2023. However, there are a variety of smaller national jamborees or camporees that we as citizens of the United States are invited to. And I put there the Kanderstag International Scout Center in Switzerland. That's basically a year-round Scout Jamboree, World Scout Jamboree with Scouts coming from all over the world to camp there. Opportunity. So there are many different opportunities for you and your Scouts to be involved. In addition to that, the Boy Scouts of America also supports scouting exchanges, giving your Scouts the opportunity to go abroad, letters of introduction to scouting units of other international scouting organizations, as well as opportunities for them to come and camp with us here. There is also the opportunity for camp staff, though the BSA has ended officially their oversight of the camp staff program. There's still opportunity for the camp directors to possibly reach out. And then in the world of COVID, the International Department has started doing international campfire programs. I'm not sure if any of you have seen that. They posted on their the International BSA International Facebook page, where you can have featured speakers from youth telling you about their scouting organization. We've had from South America and Europe and really interest in great things. And then the big event of WASM is the Jamboree on the Air Jamboree on the Internet, which just wrapped up last month. And then I'll briefly talk about some of the international awards that you may not be aware of. Next slide. Okay, so international camps and jamborees coming up. So there are some that the BSA sponsors a contingency. There are 2 coming up. The 2020 European Scout Jamboree is going to be in 2021 in Poland. And there are 2 opportunities to attend that. If you have individual Scouts who want to attend, they can register and be put together with the patrol, or you can put together your own patrol and take them. For youth, the cost is going to be $3,300. And then there's the World Scout Moot for our young adult scouters in Ireland in July 2022. And you notice I didn't put any dates on that because it takes almost the entire month for the Moot. But there's also other international jamborees and camporees that I'll make a list of. But can we go back one slide, please? Just a word that the BSA International Department will provide letters of introduction to you and your unit. Those have to be submitted beforehand to say, yes, you are a unit or an individual in good standing. Okay, you can go forward then. So these are events coming up in the next 2 years that are being advertised by the World Organization of the Scouting Movement.
Okay, join in. Thanks.
What was that? Sorry? Okay. All right, so the World Organization of the Scouting Movement, where even though the BSA is not putting together a contingency, if you would like to put together a patrol, you are invited to these events by, these are groups that have advertised with WASM. I'm not sure of people who have had experience with any of these. I know some of our youth and leaders in the northern area of the council have traditionally been going to Blair Atoll in Scotland. Unfortunately, that got canceled this year, and so they're looking forward to 2022. Next slide, please. All right, So those are the international events, and I would be thrilled if we could put together patrols to go to any of these events. And then looking more close to home, the International Representatives Conference that happens at Philmont every other year, or at the summit. This year they are opening it up to everybody who is interested in international scouting. So you don't have to be an international representative to go. But that will be June 13th to 19th. And last I heard, it is right now going to happen. Several of the Philmont conferences are questionable. This is one that right now they're planning on going forward with. And then participating in the Jamboree on the internet in this coming October. Next slide, please. All right, I just wanted to make sure that you are all aware of the awards and the recognition that you're able to participate with your scouts. The Messenger of Peace Award is a national program of the international program of the World Organization of the Scouting Movement to encourage scouts around the world to think globally but act locally to promote peace and harmony. And you can find information on that on the internet about that. And then there are two other awards. The International Spirit Award can be earned by both youth and leaders with different activities, such as attending jamborees, hosting scouts from other countries, earning the interpreter strip, working with the Council International Committee, which, like I mentioned, we're trying to put together right now. And then the International Scouters Award is a not award for leaders, going down some of the same lines. Okay, next slide. If you've earned all those awards and your scouts are looking for something more, there is a global program of the Scouts for the Sustainable Development Goals. These are the Sustainable Development Goals by the United Nations to promote education, peace, eradication of poverty, worthy goals for us to work as a global community. And the WASM has promoted Scouts to engage with this, and they have an international website that you can also find. Next slide. And I just wanted to make a word about similar sounding websites: scouting.org, scout.org, scouts.org. They all sound the same. They are not. I think we all are aware of the scouting.org of the Boy Scouts of America, but just so you're aware, if you want to look for more information on opportunities abroad, scout.org is the website of the World Organization of the Scouting Movement, and scouts.org is the UK Scouting Association, which also promotes a lot of international scouting. And so with that, we're going to take questions now or at the end.
I think we can go ahead and take a few now if there's any teed up. If not, we'll invite people to keep posting questions in the Q&A and in the chat.
While we're waiting for those, I'll just say once again, if you're interested at all in forming a contingent or a patrol, or helping us out to promote these things, or even developing some council-wide intercultural events, we've had a few preliminary discussions on setting those up. Nothing ready to announce today, but please reach out to Michael or myself.
Fantastic. Paul, thank you so much for joining us tonight, and we'll look forward to a few questions, and hopefully we'll all get to see each other in a different international venue, COVID accommodating. So, Joe, Lorna's been having some technical difficulties, and she's been able to, I believe, join us via phone.
Can you hear me, Brett?
Yes.
Okay.
Joe, do you want to give a quick introduction for Lorna? Let's see, is Joe there? I'll go ahead and do it, Joe, if you're, looks like your audio's not up. So Lorna Kosai is the service and scouting for food chair for the council. She's eminently qualified, having been the director for the Bountiful Food Pantry for many years and done a wonderful, wonderful job at that. We're lucky to have her working on this effort. and we're excited for Scouting for Food. Lorna, would you like to fill us in on some of the details and how people can help? Did we lose you? Lorna? Let's see, can anybody else hear me?
We can hear
I
you.
hear you, Brett.
Technology. Lorna, you're up if you're still there. Okay, why don't we move on here for just a second until Lorna overcomes the technical difficulties. And let's see, Mike, were you able? I'm getting half timers. Were you able to announce the upcoming shooting event?
Yes, it'll be in January. It'll be 9th of January. We're going to do basic shotgun, and on the 23rd, we're going to be doing shotgun instructor.
And what was there a shooting competition or something coming up?
There's a shotgun. What do they call it? A shotgun. Yeah, I think it's coming up on the 20th. There's supposed to be a shotgun thing, but that's I'm not responsible for that one. I'm just responsible for providing instructors and RSOs for it. So
I know. Check that out on the council calendar. Bruce Elam was going to join us tonight. He's the council shooting sports chair, and unfortunately had a conflict and couldn't join us. But if you're interested in a shooting competitive activity, please look on the council website or get a hold of Bruce for more information about
yeah,
that.
it's the turkey shoot on the 20th. I think it's out. It's out by Farmington Bay or somewhere, I think. But,
that one, if it's the Lions Club turkey shoot, that one got canceled for COVID. But
all right, then that was the one I think that.
Okay.
Mike, there's a question from Gary who asks if there will be training committee meetings with the council training chair in the future. And then he's asking as well if you could provide your information so that he can get in touch with you.
Sure, just get in contact with me. You know, I love to have meetings. I like face to face, but the COVID has created all kinds of issues, and so I'm thinking about maybe having a Zoom meetings after the holidays, beginning with the key people on the committee, and then we'll have maybe further Zoom meetings after that. If they're concerned, I'm trying to get hold of all the district committee chairs. If they'll respond to me, I want to do that in the next week or so. But if I get people who have particular questions, you just contact me and I'll answer any questions I can.
Mike, what's your email address if people need to get a hold of you?
Email is Mike_Parkins, PERKINS, at Comcast.net.
Perfect.
And don't let that New York accent of Mike's trip you up.
Sure.
Thank you so much, Mike. Lorna, were you able to make it back? No Lorna yet. So we'll move on a little bit and we'll circle back on that because that's a must-do activity. So we need to get you some information on that. Let's see, Joe, do you mind if I jump the gun a little bit and make a preliminary announcement for next October that's going to be a little binding for us, and hopefully we're able to pull it off. You mind if I do that?
No, go ahead. I'll try to find Lorna.
We are working very, very hard on trying to put together a unique event. The council would like to put forth a large camporee next October that will be slated as a STEM event, and we don't yet know all the details. We're hoping that there'll be the game design, merit badge computers, electronics, maybe radio to coincide with Jamboree on the Air, but a 3-day event where it'll be worthwhile for units to travel at some distance because we know that we're all spread out. And anyway, look for information on that. If you would like to help, if you have some expertise in a technical area and would like to teach merit badges or offer up some portion of program for this event, please get a hold of Joe or myself, and we'll see if we can get something put together. We need to get the initial phases of it down in the next few months and get the theme all set, and I think we'll be good. But it should be exciting, And we're hoping for a phenomenal event that offers up something non-traditional for your scouts and your units. Let's see, Lauren, are we good with Lorna yet? I'm going to keep checking in.
She's still trying to get in.
Okay, I'll move down the agenda. So Mike mentioned that we're working on that his team is working on Triple S, the Scouting Skills for Scoutmasters, and that's meant to expound upon IOLS and look something like the old, like many of you might remember a long time ago, the basic leader training that was a 3-day event that really was intended to teach Scoutmasters, Assistant
Joe, I'm
Scoutmasters.
in.
And okay, we'll come around to you here in just a
Okay.
second, Lorna.
Yeah.
And anyway, well, I'll tell you what. Let's wait, Lorna. Let's go with you, and I'll come back to the Triple S here in just a minute. But Lorna Kosai, it's over to you.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, gosh, I'm sorry. And we've got back-to-back scout meetings going on Zooms on every device we have here in our house. So I am delighted to be with you. I know I have just a few minutes, but my opportunity is to share with you information about the upcoming Scouting for Food Drive. And we hope you all will be able to help us and be a part of this. The food drive, the main part of the food drive will be February 6th. And that is a different time than our drive has been in the past. I'll explain a little bit what's behind that. It's a great opportunity. So it'll be February 6th. We will be doing this as a part of the overall Super Bowl of Caring that happens with Channel 2 with David James. And that's a nationwide program that starts about a week or two before the Super Bowl and then ends really the day before the Super Bowl. So the idea is while we're all getting things for that, we're going to help other people. This will be a statewide food drive, and it will be different than it's been in the past because we won't have the same door-to-door bag distribution process we've had before, but well, we think we've come up with a wonderful new approach that fits the number of units we have and will be most of all a good service project for all of our scouts. I want to share with you who the partners will be, and then I can just talk for a minute about how this will work and how you'll be getting information in the future to tell you more about this. We do have several partners, obviously all of our scouting units. And then we will be working with Smith's grocery stores. Their involvement will be in providing the lobbies to their stores where we can have scouts on the morning of February 6th in the lobbies asking people to get food when they're doing their shopping. And hopefully the scouts will have worked with their local food pantry and have some collection containers in the lobby. So the idea is the scout asks the shopper, please help us fight hunger. The shopper gets a couple things and they give them to the scout on the way out. That's worked a lot in other times of the year. It's a very effective way to get food donations and provide service. So Smiths will be participating. We hope to be assigning a scout unit to every Smiths in the state and then have that unit reach out to others if we have multiple units in an area where there are Smiths. But that's just one avenue for our food drive. Another arm will be working with Bank of Utah. There are many Bank of Utah locations in the state. They actually, along with Smiths, are a sponsor for the food drive. And for the 2 weeks prior to the food drive and the week after the food drive, Bank of Utah will be collecting food. At their branch locations, we'll be assigning a scout unit to each one of those Bank of Utah locations. They also will be giving out bags to people who come through their drive-through. So for a couple weeks before the drive. So this morning we ordered about 52,000 bags. Bank of Utah's paying for them for us, and they'll be available at the banks to give to people. And the bag has information about Scouting for Food and the drop-off sites, which will either be the Bank of Utah locations or we will have people go to the Scout website, a special part of our council website, to find the other drop-off locations. So that's Bank of Utah. And then Arctic Circle will be helping, and they are going to be handing out bags. We've ordered about 30,000 bags for Arctic Circle. And then Red Hanger will be helping also. So they are all partnering with us on that. And then we will have National Guard helping, particularly in the Davis County, Salt Lake County, Utah County. We're getting some details together with National Guard and can't finalize those till we talk with our units, but we're getting them lined up so that they'll be available to help. We also are contacting all of the food pantries in the state. They are eager to have this project and to work with the Scouts with that. On our Scouting Council website, Crossroads of the West, there will be a place for detailed information to be found about the food drive. Part of that will include a registration form for each of the units. And then there'll be like a cookbook or a guide for what the Scouts can do helping on this and all the other organizations. So you'll be able to see what the pantries are being asked and the stores are being asked to do. There also will be a limited number of bags available for units that do want to hand bags out door to door. We will have some for those units that want to do that. So our hope is to provide a wonderful service opportunity for all of our Scouts, and one where they really are, in some cases, taking more of an active role in the planning of what's happening than perhaps they may have in the past, but working with their pantries, working with their local partners, and doing everything they can to help the food pantries increase the amount of food that they have to give to all the people we have in need right now. So I think I may have a minute or two if there's questions. I know that was quick. You'll be getting information shortly. Everybody will, and there will be a place. Josh, what's our website? Scouting Utah / Scouting for Food?
utahscouts.org/scouting for food.
Great, thank you. I don't have that here. We've been going PC to PC in our house, and it's downstairs on my desk. I appreciate the help of everyone so far, and I would ask anyone on this activities group, we do need volunteers out amongst our units, and if anyone here is willing to help and be a contact or do something there, please let me know. And my email is lornakoci@gmail.com. We've gotten a couple volunteers so far, but we certainly would like to involve everyone and give you that same opportunity to feel good about this food drive.
Lorna, thank you so much for all of the tremendous work and the wonderful opportunity we're going to have. Maybe I can tee up the first question and also make an announcement. So the Timpanogos District has planned their Klondike, and it is on that Scouting for Food weekend, which
darn.
Conflicts are unavoidable.
Yeah.
So two things. If somebody's looking for a Klondike to go to, they can certainly go to that. If a unit is obligated on that weekend, you mentioned that Scouting for Food will tee off at the beginning of the week in some aspects. How can a unit who has a conflict still engage in Scouting for Food?
That's a great question, Brett. And I think there's a couple ways they could do that. There's nothing magic about that Saturday morning before the Super Bowl. So I would suggest they consider talking to if there's a Smith's nearby, consider talking to them about doing their activity the week before. So the Saturday before could be something. Also, they could do it, let's see, Klondike, they would be out there on Friday night for Klondike or just, yes?
Friday night, Saturday, yes.
Okay, so the weekend before or an evening, Monday through Thursday during the week would be an alternative, or quite frankly, the weekend after. They're, the people, particularly if they are at a Smith's, the people at the grocery store won't know one Saturday from another. If they're doing some door-to-door collection or handing bags out and collecting that, they could do that anytime. And maybe just put a little notice on the information they've got. But I think there's a lot of flexibility with this, and I'll look at the Timpanogos units and see what we've got there. But let's find a way for them to still do this and go to Klondike.
Fantastic. And I think that we have a lot of opportunities for units to engage in ways they haven't in the past, and they can
Mhm.
still, according to what you said, they can still participate in passing out bags and picking up the bags with full of food in the way they have in the past if they have a unit or that's more geographically dense. I know my unit's quite spread out, but if a youth wants to do it, or if a few youth that live close to each other and they want to do it in a neighborhood, they can pick up bags and that'll work okay then?
Mhm. We're
Perfect.
we're really trying to provide the units the opportunity to plan what works for them. And if
Fan-
it turns out it's another day and we can arrange that, we're all for that. We want a good scout experience.
Fantastic. And so that's utahscouts.org/scouting for food. Josh, did I get that right?
Yes, you did.
Again, Lorna, thank you so much, and everybody look forward to that. We probably will likely only have one opportunity to ask Lorna questions in this kind of a format again before the event. So make sure to pay attention to the council webpage, to the announcements that come out, and reach out to Lorna Koci, Koci, at gmail.com for further details on how your unit can help.
And if you
So-
all want to volunteer and help too.
Yes, exactly. And I know there are some organizational challenges that need to be met. So if you're really good at details and putting together all of the logistics in your area, then that's paramount in need right now. So thank you again, Lorna, for joining
My
us.
pleasure.
Let's see. I know I'm going to be forgetting some things. So let's see. Do we have any other Q&A at the moment? Hearing none
No.
right now. Josh, did you have something?
Nothing additional, Brett.
Okay.
There was a suggestion about the involvement of commissioners as a part of that. And Gary, to answer your question, Gary Sanford will speak with the commissioners about the scouting for food drive, just to make sure that they're aware of it so that they can help to answer questions at the unit level about it.
Yeah, we're looking for what we're doing is trying to get as much information disseminated through the district and the commissioner system as we possibly can. In addition to program, it's a program-driven event. But anyway, I wanted to mention that part of this training, the Scouting Skills for Scoutmasters, is all about how to put on a unit's program. And I won't say that my own unit is perfect at it, but there is a way we've done it for a very long time. If anybody's interested, they can reach out to me. I'm more than happy to have a phone conversation. We will have more training on this type of thing, in addition to this one big training event. So look forward to the dates on that. And Mike, do you have the dates already in August? Did I lose
12th
Mike?
to the 14th of August at Camp Kiesel.
14th of August at Camp Kiesel. Okay. I'll look forward. I'm going to put that on my calendar. I will look forward to seeing you all there. I think we're going to have a really fun event on how to put forth program. In terms of overall program design, I can tell you what my unit does, and we've done for 25, 30 years. And we get a whiteboard, and down one side of it, we put the months of the year. Down the other side, we put all the different activities that scouts, they just throw out the things they've loved. We're big enough that we normally have, we don't have the whole troop. If you're a smaller troop, you can do that. And we've done that when the troop wasn't as big. But we have patrol leaders, assistant patrol leaders, and senior leadership there. And they put down all the best activities that they've enjoyed and the things they might want to do down the right-hand side of the whiteboard. We put down council activities, summer camp, and the things that we know we're going to do, the Klondikes and jamborees, any of those kind of things that we know of in advance. And we plug those into the months, and we basically do a nomograph where we draw from this activity over to the month where it goes. And we just keep crisscrossing until all of the months are full of things that are season appropriate. You don't go sailing. I would when I was still in Texas, I'd go in February, but we don't do that here. So anyway, it has to be season appropriate. And then we always like to pull out the Program Helps book. And if you've never used that, it is by far the best resource for how to run not only your outdoor program, but to get your indoor program coinciding with your outdoor program as much as possible. It is not a perfect system because of the mismatch in geography and weather and everything else. But at least it gives you troop meeting plans, and for every theme for the month, you can assign a theme for the month that goes along with whatever the activity is that's been chosen to camp out. And the very first troop meeting plan of the month is completely filled out. All they have to do, all the leadership has to do in PLC is fill in patrols and names, and it tells them what games they're going to play, what's going to be talked about, and everything, where to find the information. The next week is a little less sparse until by the time you get to the end of the month for that theme, it's completely open, and it's left open for guest speakers or whatever the unit wants to come up with. And every month starts over with everything fed to them. And then they gradually have to create more and more and more. It's a wonderful, wonderful system, but that's how our unit does program. And I'm more than happy to talk to anybody one-on-one and hopefully learn some things from other people. Because as I mentioned earlier, I don't have all the answers. And that's why I enjoy going to trainings. I enjoy going to events because I learn something every single time. So let's see. Do we have any other announcements or anything I missed before we close?
There's no further comments or chats on the page, Brett, so we're clear there.
Thank you so much, and thank you all of our panelists. Thank you for all of our attendees. Please spread the word about this event. And I'd like to let you know that because of the holidays, because of everything that's going on, we will take a break in December. Watch the council calendar and the emails for a January program committee event. We love having you here. We wish it was more interactive, and we may actually open it up to where it's full on interactive without too many people tripping on each other talking. But if you have suggestions for topics, if there's things you'd like to know more about, please reach out and let us know. Again, thank you all for being here. Stay safe. Happy holidays, and go bid on the auction. Take care. Bye-bye.